it's what is it? It's Friday, April 10th, and on April 1st, I went around and checked out the entry points and looked at how spring was progressing, and here we are 9 days later, and we're going to do the same thing again. It really hasn't been that warm, but we have had quite a few days where it's been above freezing for most of the day, so I think that there will be some progress made, but to be honest, it's happening pretty slowly. Now this is really starting to open up. Might not be able to see it, but a bunch of this is opening up. There's only this little chunk of ice there, and it looks like that channel is open all the way around to the portage. The first portage going in at Cross Bay, but every day the water is a little higher here. Well, 9 days makes a lot of difference. This is the other side of Larch Creek here. There's the parking lot, and it's melting fast. Let's go take a look at the where we put the canoes in here. Yeah, it's it is in full-on flood mode here. What's happening is the creek is opening up and melting, and it's backing up because the lake is still frozen. So it probably will continue to rise. We knew we'd have high water this spring, and this is just the start. This is still a lot of snow. I'm not going to try to walk down there, but right here, that is where the canoe landing is and where you start your trip if you're going in that Larch Creek. Well, back to Seagull Creek here, and it is like quadrupled in flowage and level, I guess, and it's doing the same thing. This is backing up all the way to Seagull Lake, but this now I think is you could put a canoe in here and go for a paddle way down there. I think we'll probably do that pretty soon. That is some high water, and it'll back up over here too. This will be a lake for a little while until Seagull Lake opens up. Well, we're back at Seagull Lake here, and this time we're not just gonna look at it, we're gonna get the old ice measuring stick out and see how much ice there is. Well, we're just right out in front of the landing, which is right there, and we're gonna pop a hole and see how much ice there is. Not too much. About
18 inches.
18 inches of ice? Not too bad. Sag corridor, people are still running up and down to their cabins, and I imagine the ice is still pretty solid, even though it looks kind of punky right here next to shore. Here's something. There's a dock just sitting there, and most floating docks up here get built this time of year. You build them on the ice like this, and then they float up when the water levels rise and the lakes open up, and you can float them over to your property and you have a nice floating dock. That is why that dock is just sitting here at the public landing on Sag. Gunflint. And not a lot of action on the Cross River melting here. The river flows in right here. It's opening up right there, but still pretty iced up. I'm actually surprised. I kind of expected a big swath of open water here. This opens up pretty quick. There's quite a bit of water flowing into Gunflint right here. You can't see it, but there's at least 2 wolves way down the lake down there, but there's no way to see that with this little camera running across the lake. They ran across Round Lake a couple hours ago, and I bet it's the same wolves. like I mentioned previously, I think we went through the whole winter kind of assuming that because of the warm temperatures and the massive amount of snow, that it was going to be maybe an early ice out. I don't think so. I think that, especially based on what the next week's weather is going to be like, and if we get snow on Easter Sunday, I think that we need to walk that expectation back a little bit. I think that we're looking at a much more normal, if not slightly late, ice out right now. Just the hunch, especially based on the fact that next week looks pretty cooler than this week. So we'll see. But if there ever was a year to have a really late ice out, this is going to be a convenient year for it. So.